And good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Music Free Gaming, all the gaming of those other streams, but none of the music. Hope you're having a fabulous day today. It is a beautiful Saturday morning, and I have seen way too much of it already. It is currently 7:30 in the morning, Mountain Daylight Time, and I've been up for 4 hours. I have fortunately some hot chocolate, which will hopefully help get me through the rest of the stream and the rest of the morning, and any number of other things, I suppose. So, hope you're all having a wonderful day. For those of you who are watching this live on Twitch, welcome. And I do have closed captions enabled. Seems to be working out fairly well for the most part. You know, with the standard caveat that closed captions are a little bizarre, but you know, automated closed captions, not closed captions in general. Automated closed captions can be a little weird, so we'll go with that caveat. But I'm not here to ramble about the fun and exciting captions. Let's get into some gameplay. Now, I'm going to be doing. I've said I need to do some renovations on my base. I've built a lot of stuff, right, over the last while. Oops. And this is what happens. My mouse got stuck under my phone and all sorts of weird things. Anyway, I've built a lot of things in and around my base and all that stuff, and that's been great. I've let my base itself sort of go a little bit. I just have a lot of unfinished projects and things. I really need to work on it. So let me show you a couple of things first off. First, let's head out back to the castle that I was working on, because I made one final change with the help of Mandolin. And, ooh, it is dark. Night fell, apparently, while I was doing other stuff. Guess I'll need to take a quick nap while I'm over here. Oh, yeah. The ship's looking great. Okay, there they are. The balloons hadn't quite rendered in yet, but it's alright. They look really good there, though. I said with the parallax and with the way the clouds are moving. It almost... Oh, cheese nuggets! Okay, can't gawk and fight at the same time. Okay, that'll wake you up. That's... Let me take a quick nap, and then we'll go look at stuff. Oh, man. Okay. Here I am looking up at the balloons. Oh, look, pretty balloons. Meanwhile, arrows are flying over my shoulder. Doors are going to be hard for me today. So a couple of things. I think I did this on stream. Put the paintings in. So it looks like somebody's dancing. I still need to do something up there. But I now have critters in the aquarium, which is nice. For a minute, it sounded like that dolphin was growling at me. Doesn't like to be in captivity, it turns out. Yeah, so there's the dolphin in there. I've got, what else is going on in here? I'm going to take advantage of flight and pop up here. This is a little bit nicer view, which is why it exists. Right, you got the sea turtles going in there now. Of course, they hatched a while ago. But now I've got a dolphin, I've got a couple of fish in here. So, yay, my aquarium actually is alive and exciting. So that's a plus. I still need to do some stuff. Obviously, all of the inside of the hotel needs to be fixed, but I need to move on to a different project for my own sanity. So, all right. So let's meander back to the base. So, but that was fun, right? Got those in there. Got all the happy swimming critters. Those balloons just look cool. See, this is what happens. You screw up at the top of a tower and it turns into balloons. That's just the way it goes. All right, anyway, as I was saying, I was going to be doing some base renovations because, well, I've been building all of this cool stuff just all over the place, right? I've had towers, I've had churches, the castle back there, all of this fun stuff. I could fly faster than I can run, it turns out. So I'm going to, right? I've got all of this good stuff, but my poor base is just, it just needs help. It's just one series of unfinished projects after another. And there are a couple of things I wanted to do to kind of help myself a little bit. So one of the things I decided to do, and I spent yesterday evening building this because I knew it was going to take forever. And I built a fully automatic carrot and potato farm. You see, so I've got my robots. These are not villagers forced to work in the fields because that would be slavery and that is bad. The reality is it took me forever to get these villagers in here. So that's why I did it off stream. But the idea here, and you can find this design, it's on YouTube. That's where I got it. Basically, it's a 9x9 square of crops. You drop a couple of villagers in there, and then here's the magic: is you trap some poor guy in a phone booth, which is fun, I suppose. He's a librarian. He's used to being trapped in places that are small, right? Anyways, these villagers, right? They'll harvest all of this stuff, and when they get full, they want to drop all of their food inventory off. So what they'll do is they'll throw it at this poor guy trapped in the phone booth, which will get sucked up by the hopper mine carts and down into my storage. Okay. So this is completely redstoneless. There's nothing. If you're freaked out about redstone, which I can kind of understand, you don't have to worry about it because there's just nothing there to worry about. Now, I was curious, so I was playing with the inventory here a little bit, and because this had been running for a while, in the last 20 minutes, you can see a little bit of what it's collected so far: potatoes and carrots. So this is going to build up pretty quick. The carrots are a little bit behind because it took me longer to get a villager into the carrot patch. So yeah, this will just build up nicely for me, which will then give me all sorts of nice trades and all that good stuff, which is sort of the idea, right? This villager trading can be fun. And I've built this out so I can expand out in both directions if I find that, hey, I don't have room for all of this garbage. So, got that going. All right, so I need to come in here. I need to clean up around the hockey rink. I actually should probably go in there and clean up all the snow back from when I had snowmen running around there. Oh, man. I love me some hot chocolate when I am tired. And just about any other time, really. All right. Yeah, back from the great hockey massacre of 2019. Actually, that may have still been 20... No, it was 2019. This year has gone on way too long. Yeah, so what had happened is I had, of course, I had huge numbers of villagers out here, right? Plus, I also had, I had iron golems spawning. I had so many things, it was killing the server, which was bad. Mandolin said, we need to do something about this. So I butchered all the villagers, you know, which they weren't real happy about. But, you know, between the, probably 24 villagers that I ended up killing and the dozen or so iron golems that ended up killing, you know, I've got a shovel, I suppose. I could just use the shovel. Not that I need snowballs, but, you know, it would be a little faster. This is just the, hey, I am finally getting around to cleaning up all of this stuff. And I thought, oh, sure, I'll throw some snowmen in here. It'll be a grand old time. And it was. There was much fun to be had. But in the end, it was just a mess. So the snowmen left little snowman droppings all over the rink. You know, I had to close the visitors' locker room. That used to just be all monster spawning and stuff. And yeah, between all of those things, it was just a problem. So, yep. So no more stuff. The only place where there's actually usable ice is in the locker room, which is sort of weird. You think, oh sure, we'll use ice out on the rink. I tried that. Unfortunately, ran into all sorts of problems with the ice. Mainly that it melts. So I went to packed ice, which doesn't melt, but unfortunately, once you put carpet on it, you don't slide either. So I just chucked it all and replaced it with concrete and called it a day. It's Minecraft. It doesn't actually have to work, right? Alright. I guess I can turn those all into blocks. I don't know what I'm going to use them for. I may not use them for anything, but... Alright, we'll drop them here in the vault. Here we go. No. Not that one. This one. Might as well put the snow in with the packed ice, right? Seems fair. Oh, hey, I still have... Oh, so that was another thing about this farm, right? So let me come back here for a minute, because this was weird. I spent way more time than I should have playing with this on the farm. Right, so this farm is great, fully automated. The only limiting factor to this is how fast the crops grow. Okay, which makes sense, right? You're going to grow potatoes, you have to wait for the potatoes to grow. That's just how potatoes work. I live in an area that grows potatoes. This is something we know well down here. But carrots behave in the same way. They actually have to grow before you can pick them. Well, I said, okay, what can I do to speed that up? Because, hey, they're slow. Well, they're plants. You can hit them with bone meal. Right? That makes perfect sense, right? Just bone meal the things and let them go. Well, the problem is bone meal is hard to deal with in all of this mess. And so I thought, I have something even better. Because I don't want to go and have to recharge bone meal dispensers and all that nonsense. I'll throw in some bees. Right? So I put some hives out here, some flowers. And it was a disaster. The first thing that happened was the bees pushed this guy out of his phone booth. Yep, they pushed him right through the minecart into the rest of the farm. So it's like, okay, that's a problem. So I threw a couple of trapdoors over so the bees would not push him around, which worked. The bees stopped pushing him around. Unfortunately, the trapdoor also meant that these farmers stopped trying to give food to this guy. So what was supposed to speed up this process ended up slowing it down significantly. Not great. Was not happy about that. But Yeah, c'est la vie. You know, for something that I don't have to pay attention to, for the most part, I'm pretty happy with it. Like I said, now it's, you know, the potatoes haven't really got a few more carrots. So, so yeah, just over the course of a couple of days, those villagers will start dropping off their stuff, and when they do, they tend to drop about a stack and a half, 2 stacks worth of veggies at a time. So every couple of Minecraft days, you get another stack of veggies. Now, all of this drippy, that's from the waterlogged stairs I have edging around the farms. Right. There's some water in the middle under that composter, but kind of have to put water all the way around it, so I did. And that was the most compact way to do it. Okay. At least for what I'm doing here. There are some other things you can do, but we'll go with that. All right, so I need to do a number of things. I'm not entirely sure where I want to start. Yeah, with the cats, maybe. I think one of the first things I want to do is let's grab. Oh, you know what I should do? Actually, before I do this, I need to come back over here and grab my toolbox. I need to come back here sometime, probably off camera, and just clean out all of this, because these boxes are full of stone and smooth stone and other stuff from when I was building this whole area. So I just need to clean all this stuff up, get those resources back. At least put them someplace useful. Okay, but one of the first things I want to do, though, is first drop that down. All right, so I'm going to grab the pillow hammer, put that away. Ooh, I should. Got some other stuff I've apparently just stacked up in here and forgot to put someplace else. All right, so I'm going to take the pillow hammer. I'm going to open up this wall. Okay, so the original plan here was, look at all of these doors and things, right? And that was before I hollowed out this section of mountain to put in the hockey rink. Oops, well, turns out a stone pressure plate takes a different tool. Alright, so let's take a little bit of stone here, and I think I'm going to run some across the top here as well. At least complete this frame. Alright, so nothing too crazy here, because I don't have the materials to do anything too crazy at the moment, because it's all back at the last project. Probably need to move my project point now, but I'll wait till I get all my stuff moved. I also need to look at potentially redoing all of my storage, which is not going to be ideal. That's going to take a while. You know, it happens. Like, I think I'm going to do stuff. Alright. I still need to finish bringing the wood across for this this mess. I think that's jungle wood. That's what that looks like, strip jungle. You know, for that lovely 80s sweater look. Alright, so got some work to do. Oh, that's so eggy. Yep, at some point I'm absolutely building a giant frying pan with eggs and stuff in it. Alright, so I'm going to need stuff. The good news is I have stuff. It's right over here. Just down this way. Alright, see, easy peasy. right here in my vault. I also am going to be making a change. So I had a number of things that I was doing, right? I've got a home beam in point for my vault that drops you in right down here, which is great and all. I need to not pile more things in these boxes, says the man piling more things into the boxes. Yeah. What can I say? I am selectively lazy. In any case, right, I've got a teleport point in here. Every once in a while, the server lags. And when it does that, I can't get out. The pressure plates don't respond, and it makes it really hard to beam out when the transporter is down. So, you know, try to deal with that. Right, I need a jungle. Let me do something a little spicy there. Spicy? I don't know why it's going to be spicy, but apparently it is. The other thing I've got planned, right? I've had this hole in my base forever. I need to fill that in. But I think over here what I want to do is build a much better furnace, right? So, because my base has a good furnace, okay? I've got a reasonable furnace set up here for small things, right? I have back here this nice 4-furnace auto furnace, or semi-auto furnace, if you want to think of it that way, right? You drop fuel in here. In my case, I tend to use lava in this one. And then it cooks and drops down into the boxes down here, okay? It works. That is a pretty reasonable description of it. It works. And I can't say it works badly. It works just fine. But it's limited to 4 furnaces, right? Which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Just potentially slow. Well, I built something a little more involved over here in the jungle. Right? So, slide over this way. Right? Now I built, remember this system? Right? Hey, it's got 7 furnaces. And you drop stuff in here, and it smelts it all. And there's an item sorter down here. Right down here. Really simple item sorter. That when it pulls out charcoal, like if I throw wood in there and it gets charcoal, it feeds the charcoal back into the system. So it runs it all down this way. Hey, Sprite, how's it going? Welcome, welcome. Right? So it feeds it all down that way. I get the excess over there, and that works out pretty well. But it's all the way over here, right? And while I like my jungle builds, you know, my main base is here, right? It's here in my mountain. So I'd like to build myself a bigger, better auto furnace over this way. I also want with the capability that I can set it up and say, hey, it's a furnace rental. Drop a shulker box on top, dump all the stuff in, it'll output to another shulker box. Bring your own bag type thing. And work that way. Oh, your first sleep in almost 2 days? Oh man, that's rough. That is rough. I'm having a little bit of that myself because I was up at 3:30 this morning with a headache and couldn't get back to sleep. By the time the drugs kicked in, it's like, hey, it's 5 o'clock and I'm awake. Oh, 2 weeks. Okay. Yeah, that's even worse. I'm not nearly that bad. Okay, yeah. See, I'm starting to see how the auto farm is working out here. So, yep. So that'll be great. All of the villager traits, I will have them all. Anyway, so the plan is to build a uh, nice big auto furnace, said furnace rental thing over here, and I have to admit this is part of what kept me up last night too. Was like, hey, my mind says I need to work on this right now. I need to, and it's making me crazy. So all of this is gonna go. Okay, I'm not using this farm anymore. I originally had it when I had my villager mob, so they had food, so they would do the happy breeding thing. Hmm. I never noticed the lava dripping up there. What did I do? Or maybe it's just... Oh, no, it's just the regular lava. It's just dripping through, I guess. I just hadn't noticed it before. Oh, that's cool. Now, you notice I do have some villagers back. I ended up... man, trying to get that auto farm set up was a little bit of a disaster, to be honest. I mean, it was fine, but man, it was just bad. I'd bring over a villager, so great, get him in place, and then everything would just fall apart. Harvest all of this stuff, and then I need to clean out the dirt. Figure out where I'm going to put this, all this other stuff. And apparently it's nighttime now. Which, you know, that's fine. Night is good. I like a good night. You know, again, it's that whole sleeping thing. You can wake up to an alarm much easier. Okay. That makes sense. It says, oh, look, I can get up with the alarm. I'll take care of the morning stuff. Sure. That makes perfect sense. It's actually the same way with me and my wife. I'm a morning person, and she is not. Oh, okay. Apparently farmland doesn't count. Okay. So, yeah, so that was a little bit of an issue when our kids were first born. Huh. Well. Oh, right. That's in the way. Well, that's fine too. Anyway, so when our kids were newborn and they were nursing and all that fun stuff, it's like I would take the morning shift. Oops. Well, I guess all those flowers are down. I take the morning shift because, hey, I handled mornings better. But you just have the easier time with it. That's fair. Yeah, see, I totally am a morning person. So, hey, morning's great. But my wife said she's the night owl. And so she worked better with all of that stuff than I did. And so it's like, okay, this is her deal. She handled one shift and I handled the other, and it worked out reasonably well. Oops. And I'm just gonna maybe pick the flowers a little bit more carefully. Okay. Sure. Absolutely. Maybe if I do it this way. take the water out first. Ha ha! There's using the old noodle. And believe me, old noodles, they're not the easiest thing to use. Right? They're sort of, honestly, if they're not just hard and crunchy and just stale and, you know, then they're just kind of slimy and gross. So, you know, maybe using old noodles is bad. Okay, so we got the farm out of there. Let's see. Let's get all of these. Actually, the axe probably would take those out a little better since they're made of wood. And therefore, a witch! This has been your Monty Python reference for the day. Oh yeah, I had to put the trap doors over these. It turns out, at least as far as, I don't know in 1.16, but at least in 1.15, that if you have a composter with a gap underneath it, right, a hole like that, a villager will get in the composter and they can't get out. So they just live there. Which could be fun, you know, but I mean, I had giant composter parties here, apparently, because I just ended up with 4 or 5 villagers all crammed into one composter. Which, you know, is not quite what I had in mind, really. Alright, yep, and all of these bees died. I'm not entirely sure what they got into. I mean, could have been some form of eco-terrorism. Maybe they just decided they didn't like me anymore. I think both are equally viable. So, you know, just clean up all of this mess. And maybe throw things across the room. You know, it's the joy of being tired. You can do anything. Or at least, that's the theory. So, just drop some of this stuff in this box, which is very convenient because it's here. It's a good reason to have a box someplace. It's because it's there. Oh, such a wonderful sound. Oh, yeah. You know, you ever wander through your builds or wander through your builds and wonder? Do you wonder as you wander and look at this and say, I remember I had a reason for this box to end up there, and now it's just there and I haven't done anything with it? Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Okay, so the farmland's all done. Those farmers are gonna find themselves out of a job, I suppose. Their sleep schedule's been really wonky. Okay, makes sense. Well, and it's fun because sometimes you just have to make your sleep schedule work with whatever it is happens in your life, like kids. My dad, I never quite appreciated how jacked up his sleep schedule was. It was regular, but really bizarre. Because he worked morning shift for the Denver Police Department. And that meant he had to be at work at like 2:30 in the morning. And then he'd work till about noon or so and then come home. Well, yeah, I didn't make it work. It just ended up that way. Sometimes that works. But the catch with my dad's schedule is that, I mean, it was nice because he was gone while I was asleep or while I was at school. But when do you sleep? So he basically ended up sleeping in 4-hour shifts for most of his career. He'd when he would get home from work, he'd sleep for about 4 hours until I got home from school, and it was about dinner time. And he'd get up and we'd have dinner. We'd spend the evening together, and then he'd go to bed, or we'd both go to bed, but and he'd sleep for about 4 hours until he had to get up again the next morning to go to work. And it was sort of a series of perpetual naps, I guess. But to this day, he's been retired for something like 20 years. Has it actually been that long? Probably not. Probably closer to 10 or 15. Oh, yeah, the carrots are going like mad. Anyway, he's been retired for that long, and he still can't sleep a straight 8 hours. So, it's weird, and your sleep schedule screws with so much of your life. If it gets really out of whack, all sorts of things go crazy. All right, so now where do I want to put this thing? I was obviously thinking sort of over in this general direction. This big freaking furnace thing I want to get started on. You know what would be really nice, I think, would be some torches. Torches, I think, are going to be lovely. Do I have the pillow hammer? I do. See if I want to... It's like, how much cobblestone do I want versus regular stone? Also, what's really cool is when your voice works. Huge fan, personally. Especially if I'm on stream trying to talk. All right. It's the same all the time for him. Yeah. Oh man, the rotating shift is probably the worst possible thing you could do. It's like, oh, this is great, so people don't get stuck on swing shift all the time, or they don't always get this, but then their sleep schedules are never right. Man, and that just stinks. Also, I'm apparently in a hole. See, this is why I have to get back here to my base and do stuff. Sorry, I'm tired and I'm easily distracted on how well is my farm. I need to stop checking on it. Watched farmers never throw crops in a box, I think, is what the saying is, right? Totally. That's absolutely what the saying is. And I'm sure I'm totally confused. Anyway. So I think I want to put this around here. Now I have a lot of ground underneath me. Right, so I don't actually have to put this up on the second floor. I could put it down here. Which might make some more sense, to be honest. Because I have no idea how this contraption is going to work and how far down it's going to go. Oh, man. Yeah, see... That's why it's like those rotating shifts just suck. It's like, okay, fine. If I'm on swing shift, put me on swing shift. I'll be on that forever, and I'll just work with it. Or if I'm on nights, or if I'm on whatever, just I will work with it, and we'll just deal with it. But that rotating thing just sucks. It is, and I'm sure somebody thinks it's a good idea, right? Obviously, otherwise they wouldn't keep doing it. But, man, it's just bad. Okay, so where do I want this to be? I mean, obviously over here, because... this would be one of those things that, hey, maybe I should set up a redstone testing world and go test all of this and see how big it's going to be. And nope. No, that would require planning. And planning is not something that happens here. All right. Okay, so here's how I want this to work. I don't know how I want this to work. Now, if I get the whole rent a furnace thing that I'm talking about, people, if they're going to teleport in from the right, so if they're over here in the Nerdy City, they come into my room, my little suite here at the CBN. It teleports them right here into this transporter room. So definitely going to want to open up a door here. Probably should move this box. I mean, it was this chest was sort of there as a mailbox, but and it can stick around. I'm just gonna move it back to the corner rather than right there next to. That looks a lot more like an altar. 3 divided 4 to 12, 12 to 8, or 8 to 4. Oh man, that stinks. It's like, I'll just pick one. Now the shift that would drive me nuts, and I hated it when I was working in a deli back in the day, was that 11 to 5 shift, or 11 to 7 shift, sort of like the 12 to 8 one there in your example. Because it ate up your entire evening, right? You know, if I wanted to do stuff with the family in the evening, oh, I can't because, hey, it's 7 o'clock and everything is closed now. Or, you know, with little kids, they're going to bed so they can get up for school the next day. And it's like, all right, that's just horrible. Oh, hi. How are you? It's nice to see you. Since you have welcomed yourself into my home, you get to die. It's nothing personal. Well, you know, that's what happens. You level up, and Riley's happy to tell you about it. All right, so this is the other thing I need to do. I said I need to reorganize all of my storage because this is just a mess. It's not horrifically bad, but of course, maybe what I need to do is stop hoarding cobblestone. That might be an idea too. I mean, is it a good idea? Probably. That means I'm probably not going to do it. But still. Still. Jeez. Yeah, so. Yeah. Yeah, you know, it's not. There isn't a whole lot here. I mean, you pop into this little door, and then it's just. It's a little workshop and some boxes. That's all it is. You know, I've got plenty of room to stack up all that good stuff. And of course, I have the wall of shame. You know, if you can't mount heads on a wall somewhere, really, are you succeeding at Minecraft? Okay. But Transporter Room 2 is my, that goes to my vault. Transporter Room 1 is where all of the guests teleport into. Right? So I figure a couple of signs here. One's, okay, furnace that way. Yeah, spider spawner this way. Right, so right, come down. And this is the other thing I want to sort out. So I thought about this a lot last night and this morning when I couldn't sleep. Is I want to clean up and pretty up this path, right? So I've got this nice, happy path, right, with all of the signs. Oh, right, yeah. Yeah, because my CBs are. I mean, I don't use them a lot, but I may do a little bit more of that later. But yeah, but see, I've got this whole winding path that comes in this way and goes around and eventually gets over here. And this is one of those things I may want to set up a CB for. Is for the spider killer. Right? Just wander back this way a little bit. Yeah, I've got a little extra food just in case you need it, but right, just wander this way and hey, yeah. Oh, right. Well, see, I figured I set up 2 beam-in sites. I said one was just for me and one was for sort of the public one, right? Ah, cooked spider. That's I have no need to be down here killing spiders. I really don't. Though their eyes through the water is kind of cool and creepy at the same time. Right. So, I guess the XP is nice to mend my shovel. Okay, see? Nice little. Anyway, so I don't need to be here. I really don't. So I may set up a separate CB just for just to get down to the spider farm. Right. Also, I think I want to change this teleport point. Because the vault is nice, but as I said, I run into occasionally lag issues. So is the you can't turn off the spider spawner, but eventually the spiders will despawn when you're not there, but also they won't generate spiders because it's just spawner block, right? The regular spawners, they won't spawn if if the chunk's not loaded. And so that all cleans itself up actually after a while. So it doesn't just build up spiders until the end of time. Which, you know, would be bad. It would be bad for the server. But at least the behavior I have seen is it doesn't just go on and on. Yeah. Yeah, no, this one doesn't have that problem because the spiders will stop spawning if you're not there. So I don't know if it's just actually it's just how the spawners work, right? Right, because you get those lovely spinning skull boxes of death, and they just if you're not near them, they won't spawn. You know, Minecraft has that protection built in anyway. Yes, you're cute. Cats, you know. So, yeah. No, it's possible. You can just sit there and if you AFK there, yeah, the spiders will build up and bad things will happen. But the plan is to just not AFK there. But since I'm the only one who uses it, I guess it's not that big a deal. Okay, now I had some stuff over this way too. I was playing with. I built this tower way back in the early days before the server. Well, it was still a realm, really. and I wasn't sure what all I wanted, so I put in some guest services, right? A couple of beds, people needed to sleep, and a little public garden. I think all of this is going to come out. You know, nobody's using it. We've got plenty of food on other places on the server. So I think I'm going to take out the public garden. The beds and stuff there, but yeah. Okay. Oh yeah. Nope. Idiot proofing is a thing. And as soon as you think you've got something idiot proof, the universe goes and builds a better idiot. I've spent enough time programming, totally run into that. So, yep. Okay, so now I guess I didn't really need to take that rose out. So you go back there. You know, for the moment, it's all good. Okay, so now if I'm going to put in a giant furnace, I think I'm actually going to want to kick out through this wall a little bit more. Now, this dirt, this is, excuse me, hang on a second. Oh man, this dirt is warning dirt. Because now I'm drifting a little bit too close to the outside here. Right, because that's that hill right there. You get far enough back and then you're deeper into this and it's all good, but... So, yeah. But yeah, I had that thought too, is, okay, what's load and stuff gonna be like? I'm trying to avoid being a bad neighbor, you know? Are you registered to vote? Well, yeah. Well, you know, it's an important thing to do. If I had any faith in anybody, I'd be more excited about it. Hey, what can I say? I've gotten cynical. But I don't need to get into politics. This is not the place for it. Okay, so let's go ahead and... Well, of course you're Canadian too, but I can't say I'm super sure that... I can't say that I'm sure that everyone everywhere is totally sane. But yes, here, register to vote in the U.S. election from our dear friends in the North. They might have some problems with it, you know. All right. Oops, that was the wrong pickaxe. You know, this is what happens. I've got 3 pickaxes in my hotbar. At least one of them will be the right one. Yeah. Well, that's... So I mentioned in the schedule post on Patreon and on stream a couple of times that I'm not streaming next Tuesday. And part of the reason for that, speaking of Canada, is that my son is leaving on a mission. And I get to take him to the airport, which is fun. But he's serving his mission in Alaska. And part of that mission also includes Yukon Territory. Now, do I think he's going to end up in that somewhat frozen stretch of Canada? I don't know. I'm kind of suspecting not so much, but we did have to get him a passport just in case. All right. So tear out some of that. The tower's there. All right, so what do I want this to... How do I want this to work? That is the $64,000 question now, isn't it? Does anyone remember the $64,000 pyramid? Is it just me? All right, so let's grab some stone. Hello, stone. I am here for you, and you are here for me. All right, so what I want is a couple of things, probably including a chest. All right, so let's head back to the vault. I need to open up this transporter room on this side as well. You know, if I'm going to be going in and out both sides now, I really need doors on both sides. It's annoyed me enough over the last once in a while that it's like, you know what? I really need to get out of that. Have another way out of that. Those are words that make sense, I think. Maybe. Possibly. Does anything I say make sense? I'm not entirely sure. It's just been one of those happy streams. Gotta love the tired streams, you know. It's like, I have a hard enough time keeping coherent. Coherent? Coherent is not a word. I've had enough time. Cothera ferrets. You know, it's fun when you start making up words and then the closed caption tries to keep up. Oh yeah, it's a special breed of fun. Anyway, coherent thoughts. Those are the words I'm trying to put together. Oh. Chests. Hoppers. These are the things that are the start of other things. Okay, so there's a couple of chests. Do I have... Not really. All right, well, fine. It's like the question that I didn't entirely answer was, do I have chests? Or do I have hoppers? And, you know, ultimately that answer was, yeah, not so much. Okay, so we'll grab those and let's grab a couple of hoppers. Now I'm not... actually, let's grab at least a third hopper, perhaps. Okay. Now I'm going to have to do some other fun here, but right now I'm just going to sort of prototype where I want things to be. And then when it comes to the fun in games of actually doing the redstone and building the machinery here, I may have to move stuff around, but that's okay. So what I want is, let's say, I'll just put a box right there for a minute. And by box, I mean block, because those are totally the same thing. All right, so put a hopper there. Now this is going to be the output. Okay, so at least an output. So part of what I'm envisioning is a switch. So when the switch is thrown, it will send all of the output into the this hopper. So you can drop a shulker box here and collect it here. If you don't throw the switch, it will go into the machinery that's going to happen down that way somewhere. Okay, that's the plan. I don't know how good a plan it is, but there it is. All right, so the next thing I want to do is have some inputs. And I think what I'm going to do is this same kind of thing, oops, actually this way, where you put a shulker box on top of that. Okay, and it's going to feed in this way. At least that's the hope and dreams of a fevered mind, perhaps. You know, I kind of wish I want to control click. And it did work. Haha! What do you know? Okay. So that's going to go there, and then I think I want to run. Can't do it that way. I cannot, because the directions hoppers go is sort of fun, right? Take that out for a minute. So the shulker box would go in there. Chest would then feed, right? Another hopper going in that way. But I also want to have a box. Just have a chest that you can. So I might just need another hopper, and that's okay. Now that we have an iron farm and mostly a less limited amount of iron, I'm sort of not quite as concerned about it. I'm building hoppers and making hoppers do things, and trying to figure out the number of times I could use the word hopper in 37 seconds. Why 37? I don't know. It just seemed like a reasonable number to me. I don't know. What can I say? I'm tired. Okay, so that's the idea. So you can come in here. Actually, let's try loading it up this way. And if I put it that way, let's take some stone. Now, I'm doing a horrible thing in decorating right before I have redstone in and all that, but I think the idea here is that I would put, insert shulker box here, which will then feed into the system. And then a trapdoor or something here you open up to get at the box. And any number of other things, and then output goes there, right? So this is sort of what I'm envisioning, okay? Right? Shulker box output there, shulker box input there for transient stuff, right? I can bring a box of stone, for example, or sand, just let it feed into the system that way. And again, this is where the rent a furnace idea comes in, is that, oh sure, throw a switch, throw your shulker box there, and then instead of the output going into my system and my storage, it'll go into this thing here, right? So that you can easily take care of all of that stuff, right? Sure. Does that make sense? Maybe. That's the idea anyway. Okay, so now I can easily see needing to slide all of this over a couple of blocks. Again, I'm prototyping on the fly, which is always fun when you're getting into redstone, right? So much fun. And the plan is to run furnaces. Now here's where I'm a little concerned about potential lag. Okay. And I hope it's not too bad, because hopper chains usually are pretty okay when it comes to lag. But I'm going to have a lot of them. Because what I want to do is I want to set up maybe 50 furnaces here. 60 maybe. 64 would be a perfect number, actually, because then it's just a stack. Right? So, something along those lines. But, 60 something furnaces, because I will totally be smelting that much stuff at once. I pinky swear it'll happen. That's just how that goes. Because I can. That's the real reason I want to do it. It's because I can. I know, but I want it here. I want my own. Plus, I can. This way I cook it, not leaving anybody else's. Nobody has to wait for me, and I don't have to wait for anybody else. Plus, I got tired of jumping back and forth to the jungle and stuff when I wanted to furnace some things up. So I'm gonna do it. Plus, I got inspired to play with some redstone, so that's how it's gonna start. I think my own personal redstone disaster. It's coming. Right, and the other part of this is I'm going to have the same type of, or a similar, anyway, auto refilling charcoal system that I've got in the jungle. Right, so if you just throw wood into the furnace, it'll swirl around like a big charcoal swirly, and eventually end up fueling the furnaces again. Because, hey, that's fun. Because cheese is cheap, but also trees. Because I can just step out here, tree gravity a couple of big spruces, toss them in the furnace. It will not even be enough to fuel the whole array. But I'm just going to overlook that part. I never said any of this actually made any sense. Logic has gone out the window. It's just how it goes. At least that's what I keep telling myself. Yeah, when I take out the farm that's up here, I can take out this pillar and do some other things too. So yeah, it'll be. In fact, the whole guest tower, I may pull some of the other stuff and just slap a couple of beds down over here for the occasional guest. Right? It's good to have a guest room, maybe not down in a pit. That type of thing gets let's just say it gets crazy. And then what I can do is I can replace some of these furnaces. I don't know why I feel like pronouncing it furnace-I, and that's just sick and wrong. It should never be pronounced that. But replace some of these with blast furnaces and smokers and things. Just to deal with those, rather than try to build those into a furnace array or something like that. Yeah, go the hopper minecart route. See, I'm going to do a little bit of both, actually. See, here's what I was thinking. Let me jump over to the jungle furnace so you can see what I'm thinking. Because it's sort of an evolution on this design. Right, so what I've got going on here is I've got a hopper minecart that feeds the furnaces. Right, you throw stuff in here. Right, so if I wanted to, and I kind of do, cook some stone, right? And it just runs across the top. I'm going to continue to have that, though probably 3 levels rather than just the one here. Right, again, if I'm looking at 30, 40, 60 furnaces, that's going to just run mine carts across the top of them in batches. Now, the way you see the water back here, if I throw wood into this, right, it feeds down this way. So now I've got a hopper chain coming under the furnaces that feeds into an item sorter. And the item sorter dispenses the charcoal back up the chain or back up this waterfall. Anything that's not charcoal goes into storage, and charcoal gets fed up into that water and across the top. Right, so if I were to throw in, of course, this is all cooking stone right now, so it won't show up right away. But that's okay. This one will probably, this one's almost done anyway. Yeah, it's not, I have some concerns about it. Now, the nice thing about this, you know, again, it's just coal, but it's easy to recharge, right? The furnace I have in my vault, I tend to fuel using lava. That kind of sucks. Coal is a pain to get. Charcoal is easy. And, you know, charcoal blocks and all that stuff. But this way, it's like, all right, at some point, I have to get a burnable substance. Charcoal is the easiest thing. Now, I'm in a jungle here, right? I have, in fact, quite a few very large trees right out the window, right? They're easy to replant, especially with tree gravity, so it kind of works. Is this the most efficient design? Probably not. And in fact, throwing the logs in, you get some loss anyway because you've got to burn the logs first, and so you're not getting. I see, there it goes. You see the charcoal spinning out up there. It kind of works. Now, what my plan is, eventually, is to replace the water on the larger furnace with a hopper minecart to feed all of the different furnaces. Right, so you can just drop fuel into the whole mess. And the other variation on the design that I want to throw in is the ability to drop in other fuel sources. But, you know, so if you wanted to throw in blocks of charcoal, you know, I could do that. Or if I wanted to drop in lava buckets or something like that, I could. But to be fair, part of the reason I'm building it is just to play with it and see how it works, and because I can. And it will be useful for me later at some point, I'm sure. But because I'm not going to be necessarily doing 1.5 zillion stacks all at once, you know, I have filled this chest on occasion when I've been doing lots of glass and stone and stuff. Well, so here's the deal. Is I'm going to do this in levels. So rather than have one row of furnaces where the minecart tries to get to all of the furnaces, I'm going to set it up in levels. So the plan is to have hoppers pull out of the 2 cook box that'll drop down into just a series of rows. Now, and then I'll have mine carts that run from each of those hoppers. So that basically what I'm doing is I'm stacking 3 or 4 it's basically 3 or 4 furnace arrays as opposed to one big one. The catch is that I'm combining the output and I'm combining the input. Now the output is easy. right? I can spit anything I want to out into boxes, right? Right. If you set up 8 or 10 different furnace arrays, they can all feed into the same boxes. That's not a problem, right? Input then can become a little bit of an issue. And that's kind of why I'm going to play with this some. Now, the one issue I've got right now is this is with the 7 furnaces here, and it's just the nature of how the minecart works, is this furnace is empty. It's done cooking. This one is still cooking stuff. These ones on the end tend to get the lion's share of stuff, and the middle ones not so much. And that's part of the nature of it running back and forth. If I ran it in circles, that wouldn't be an issue. Because it goes back and forth, the ends are going to feed faster than the middle. It's the nature of the beast. So, yeah, my hope is that because I'm segmenting the hopper chains, and the furnace chains here, my hope is that it'll be ultimately okay. It'll be efficient enough, right? So, yeah, that's probably true too. And that's kind of what I'm thinking is if I build it out so it's a 64 furnace array or a 32 furnace array, something that's easily divisible by 8, then it would work. And actually, I have seen this one gets fed faster than this one. Just like this one gets fed faster than this one. And part of that is because the hopper spends, or the minecart spends just a little bit more time on the ends. So, yeah, and the reason it was partly this long is that when I was playing with the water, originally it stopped at this hopper. I managed to break something, and when I put it back together, I had the water flowing all the way over here. It's like, oh, okay, that works. So that's the plan. And actually, setting my sights a little bit lower to a 32 furnace thing. Oh, yes, I see what you're talking about. Just move the track out by 1. Yep, I get it. So you get the furnaces, and the track goes out 1 more on each side. Yeah. Yep. Because then I'm not hovering over those 2 end furnaces much. Yep, I got you. I see what you're saying. Because it solves the problem I just explained. The minecart sits over those end furnaces a little bit longer. Right? So yeah. Which is something I can incorporate since I'm starting from some reasonable facsimile of scratch over here. So, all right. So the next plan here, as if I had any sort of plan to begin with, is going to be to open this up now, because I'm going to need, let's try one of the hammers first. Oh yeah, this is going to be fine. Okay. Because, hey, I'm going to need space for furnaces. Plus all of the other redstone fun that goes with it. Yes. Okay. Well, and it just occurred to me, and I notice I did nothing about it. I'm carrying my Silk Touch pickaxe, so all that coal ore now is yep, it's ore. Okay, yeah, so that makes sense. So I'm still a little bit of a redstone novice, but as I've looked at some various redstone builds and things, it's like, you know what? I want to learn how to do this better. Right? I like building and stuff, but every once in a while, I want to get in and just play with some redstone. So that's part of what this is for me too. Is hey, I want to scratch that itch of let's learn how to do this and build something useful at the same time. Or at least useful for me. Okay, axes are not torches. That's just how it goes. Okay, so now I'm going to need another. Yeah, it's. I look at some of the stuff like what Mumbo Jumbo does. Like, yeah, I ain't nobody got time for that. I mean, there was what was I? I was like, hang on just a sec. My. Anyway, I was watching. He had a melon and pumpkin farm. Well, the way to collect melons and pumpkins is to hit them with a piston. So he actually had a flying machine that went over the top of the farm and just just stamped down across all the way across all of the things. I looked at that and said, "Yep, that's really awesome. I am not building that." I watched him. He was playing with some modded Minecraft that allowed for auto crafting. So basically, you can shove things into a crafting table to build out the recipe and then pull it out the bottom. Really cool. It's like, oh, I'm going to build what did he build? A comparator. And the redstone monstrosity that he had to build to make that work was, well, just that. It was a monstrosity. It was, and I look at that, I was like, man, how many days of my life do I want to dedicate to that sort of thing? Turns out not that many. But for something like this, yeah, that shouldn't be too bad. I've built similar, so it's like, okay. The weird stuff for me is the circuit to fire the dispenser and the dropper. Oh, right. Absolutely. This was one of those. This video was just, I heard about this. I wanted to play with it. So it was just him doing it in a separate world. Yeah, some of those others, like an iron farm. Like we've got a community iron farm. The community iron farm is awesome. You know, I could see taking a few people to put that together, or the whole quarry that you help put together. Yeah, let's take a few people to do stuff like that. But for a simple furnace here that will allow me to cook things a little bit faster, I think that'll be fun. Okay, so right now, basically what I'm looking at is 2 chests worth. That might be enough, honestly, to feed the system. Okay, and if I... Yeah, so if I feed this in, I need to go get more iron is what I need. Because I need hoppers. Before I do that, this is the regular checkup of... Now, I might be far enough away these guys cease to exist for a while, but... Yeah, it could be. Also, the crops do have to grow again. So, again, that's the slow part of this. But, they do their thing. It's fun. Yeah, right, and sometimes you just find a good thing and it works. Like the cow killer. I've seen variations of that cow killer design, but they're all basically the same thing. Stick cows in a hole and put a fence over their head. Then you can breed and kill them. It's pretty simple. I need to get hoppers, but as I'm looking at this, I think I do want to move it over one block before I start getting too crazy with it. All right, so let me go drop off all this stone and go pick up some other stuff. Okay. So let's see now. We've got ourselves extra diorite. So I'm apparently collecting coal ore for reasons that will become apparent probably never. Okay, that's charcoal, and this is the stone. Okay, oops. The end rods, in fact, could probably just go in my end box right down here. Because I don't need them right now. Yeah. Oh, man. Iron Farm... Well, considering they completely revamped how villagers breed in the last... What was it? 114, maybe? Or was it 115? Where they... it's like, oh, it's beds that determine how many villagers will live, and you're not limited to the number of golems, which can be its own special problem. Okay, grab some of that. All right. So, but furnaces, they're pretty simple. It's just a matter of getting the stuff into the furnace and out again. So, okay. Yeah, see, I think I missed most of those. Or I was on PS4 edition at the time. Not going to need the axe for a while. Because I was... I first started playing Minecraft in 2015, towards the end of 2015, actually, with the PlayStation, and it was fun. You know, heck, it's Minecraft. Minecraft is fun. That's just that is what I've learned from my explorations today. So Minecraft is in fact fun. Now, remember what I said? I didn't need the axe for a while. Yep. There's me not needing the axe. There it is. All right, so... So now as I'm thinking about it... Yeah, no. Okay, so I do need some stuff. You know, it turns out my nose itches, but also... I do want to put stuff here. All right, so we'll get this chest right there. Okay. Jumping. Now, jumping is something apparently I will never get the hang of. Also, opening doors. Where did that box end up? I placed it in the wrong spot, and now it's... Huh. Server ended up dying. Okay, you're right. Yep, that... I can see it. What I can't see is where the heck did my box... Oh, now it's there. Now I've got it. Okay. It eventually came back. Just because the... Well... They keep tweaking the rules, right, for how villagers work, and that's okay. It's just it's like there are a couple of these types of things. It's like, okay, this is totally abusing some form of behavior that I don't know that I want to count on. Right, and I'm a little bit. That's kind of what's happening over here, right? Oh yeah, go ahead and grab some sleep. Sleep is good, right? Because this whole farm is dependent on the farmers throwing food at this guy in the phone booth. right? If they didn't, if they decide to just drop it at their feet, well, then nothing else happens here. So, yeah. So I'm hoping it's going to continue to work for a while. Oh yeah. See, now it's starting to build up. So this row, basically this row started empty at 7:15 this morning. So now it's 9 o'clock. So in an hour and 45 minutes, I've got 5 stacks of potatoes plus. It's actually, yeah. And then, what's this? 6 stacks of, almost 7 stacks of carrots. So yeah, this is going to be great for my emeralds loving mind. I have so many emeralds that I have potentially ideas and plans to spend them on. Or just put them in blocks and fill out beacons and that type of thing. Okay, anyway, so so let's see. So I need a crafting table. All right, so let's start with that because I'm going to need roughly 18 trillion hoppers. Now that's an estimate. I probably will come in a little bit lower than that. But that's probably a good place to start. Is that whole 18 trillion. All right. So let's see now. The plan is that this box, this is the feeder box for stuff, right? All the stuff. So this is the feeder box that's going to feed the furnaces. Okay. Now I was considering, and I may still do that, is drop a box in maybe over here that will be the manual fuel box. It's like if I want to drop in charcoal I already have, maybe charcoal blocks, anything that can fuel a furnace, maybe it'll go there. What I don't have right now is a good plan of how to keep the furnaces fueled in a reasonable way. I had an idea, and I think I found some flaws in it, so I'm going to have to work on that. But, let's see. Oh, you know what? I need to get some stone for the track. So I think I'll do that with cobblestone. Since I happen to have lots of it. Just a little bit of, you got 18 trillion boxes, so. And again, one of these days I'll organize things a little bit better, but today is not that day. All right, so let's grab some cobblestone. Okay. And I'm almost certainly going to have to go redstone mining at some point to deal with the circuitry at the end of this. And that's okay, it's just... Alright, so let's see now. So let's start with a little cobble. Cobble. Alright, so that's probably not going to be there, but I want to run this out this way a little bit. Is that good? Actually, I want to bring this down because I need a... This is going to need a row for the minecart track. So let's see. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Because what I want to do is I want 8 furnaces plus, as we were just talking earlier, a nice spot for for the train to go off both ends of the furnaces. Now, before I get into this, I actually am going to have to take a quick bio break. So I'm going to run to the bathroom real quick, and then I'll continue on with this. Alrighty then, I am back. It is a beautiful day to look at cobblestone. Alright, so let's see now. What was I doing? Oh yeah. So the plan here, let's throw a little dirt up, is I need a chest for, to feed the minecart. Actually, we'll probably start here. Take that out. You know, to put a chest in there, I'm probably going to have to craft a couple more chests. I know, it's one of those weird facts of life, but that is pretty much how this works. If you want to place things in Minecraft, you sometimes have to craft them. Alright, so that'll go there. Okay. Now, is that how I want that to function? No. No, it is not. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide this over this way. Okay, so that's going to go there. Now, I'm going to run one hopper there. Okay, so that'll feed that chest. So let's open things up down here a little bit more too. Now I don't know how far down I need this to go. Further than I am currently, though. That much I do know. Right, right, so there. And I've got lots of down that I can go here, so I'm not too worried about it. You know, no, I've already got some. It's all right. I'll just get that out of my inventory now by just place it there. Okay. I actually collect this coal. Not that I'm in particular need of coal, but I do want to get it out of there and not deal with all of the fun other stuff. So okay, so that's a problem. Apparently I still managed to pop some out there. It's okay. It happens. I'll just... no, not with that one. You know, not with any of the Silk Touch. Because the Silk Touch is just going to be a problem. Okay, that's better. All right, and I've got a little extra coal, so just drop this in a furnace here. Because that's not going to hurt anything at all. All right. Now, I'll probably need to widen this too, but for now, we'll go with it. Oops, that's too far. Too far, too far. Oh, it's going too far. All right, so that's going to go there. Let's take the next row here. Okay. All right, so that's going to be where the next set of track is. Okay. And the plan is to... Uh-oh. I'm going to have to go down a level. Because the track is there, but I may have to... All right, let me figure this out. So much figuring to do. Okay. So let's craft up some furnaces. So many furnaces, and I'm thinking a multiple of 8 at some point. Okay, okay, you're a creeper, and I didn't ask you to be there. In fact, I really would rather you not be there. Though creepers in this world are really just annoying. They're not... I don't have to worry about them much. Because they don't... They do blow up. But they don't do a lot of damage, so... Don't forget to have your creepers spayed or neutered. That's kind of where we're at. Okay, so basically, this all has to be hoppers. Okay, so... because the furnaces are going to go down here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I am totally capable of counting. Ha ha! Take that, primary education. Okay. So that's going to go there. Okay, so this is going to come this way now. All right, now I don't know if I can put track on top of a chest. I don't think I can, which means I'm going to have to move the box down one more. Which is okay, it just... this is why I'm doing this now. Right. Oh, okay, so, yeah. So that'll work. So now I need hoppers. And I'm going to need so many hoppers. I'm going to be totally abusing our iron farm here. Right, but all of this is going to come right across like that. Okay? Nothing too crazy here, but... all right, so now... not that I particularly need that there, but for now it's okay. I just need it to, well, eventually put stuff into. All right, so now I'm going to have, here's the other side of it, hoppers that feed out of this. You know, I need a placeholder block. I have some granite. Granite will be a fine placeholder block. Okay, because I've got all of these hoppers I need to, that will need to go in underneath the furnaces, right? That's to pull all of the stuff out of the furnace, and that'll make everybody happy there, right? Sure. Totally and completely. So happy that they just won't be able to contain themselves. It's just that happy. Okay. All right, so that's the first track. Get that under there. And then I'm going to have to feed the hoppers into the back here, right? So you just take all of these hoppers as well. Now I'll put the ones in on the bottom once I actually have them, because that's a plus. All right, but you know, it's fine. It's totally fine. Yeah, and this is the part I don't have fully fleshed out yet. It's how I'm going to make this work, because what I need to do is have some way to feed charcoal or whatever I'm feeding across the top of this. Now, in the jungle, I use water. Okay, I pump the charcoal out into the water, and it just flows across these hoppers and fills up the furnaces, and it works great. Okay, it works wonderfully. Sure, some of them fill up first. The ones closer to the source fill up first, and the ones on the ends eventually fill up. And what I'm thinking of doing is taking replacing that with minecart hopper going across there, or hopper minecart. One of the two things. You know, words, do they have meaning anymore? That is a very good question. But anyway, feeding a hopper minecart across the back like that. Okay. And then, and not the hammer. Oh yeah, that is my regular pickaxe. Cool. You know, let's, rather than hit that with the silk touch, because that would just be awkward. Okay. All right, so I'll need to open this up a little bit more too, but we'll get there. I have lots of space as I go down. All right. Because, you know, while I'm in a mountain, the mountain isn't quite that tall. I don't need all of this coal. I'm collecting it anyway, but I totally don't need it. Why? Because it's there. That is really the answer. It's because it's there. Okay, so that's round one, and then the hopper chain underneath the furnaces goes there, and that'll feed into something. Okay, that'll feed into a circuit of some sort, which will eventually then deliver all of the goods, right? You gotta deliver the goods. If you don't deliver the goods, well, then people get all cranky with you, and you don't want that. So they want their money back, and so you've got to deliver. And you know, hoppers are good at the whole delivery thing. Why didn't I fall down? It's like, well, I have fly on, but I stopped flying. It's because I'm standing on stairs, and that's just how that works. Okay, so that's the easy part. Okay. And then the idea here is to craft a lot more hoppers. See, I'm totally abusing the iron farm here. Absolutely. Absolutely and completely. But, you know, sometimes you just gotta. Of course, I really should compress all of this coal. I really should. Let's just let's just turn this into blocks. There we go. Block o' coal. Ha-ha. And you can totally decompress it. So that's something I just don't take advantage of enough, I think. Anyway, what am I doing? I don't know. I need a nap. Hello? Are naps available today? I kind of need one. Alright, I'm going to drop off all that andesite and stuff that... Yeah, all the stuff that you pick up because you're digging a hole. So much andesite. It's lovely. So very lovely. Alright, now... What am I doing? I don't know. My mind is drifting off into the summer breeze, which is bad because it's fall. So, you know, not a lot of summer breezes happen in the fall. But if you're in one of those lucky places that has summer breezes in the fall, congratulations. Okay, so some chests. And now hoppers. Hello, hopper, my old friend. I have come to craft you again. There weren't enough syllables in that line. I'll make it up now. I cannot rhyme. Alright, so next thing we do. So those hoppers are going to come down that way. I need a hammer. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Oh, it's a good hammer. Who's a good hammer? Oh, yes, you are. Yes, you are. I just need to give myself a little more room. So I don't think I'm actually going to need this space here, but it's going to be good. Okay. So now this hopper chain. Now, I think, given what I was planning on here, because I'm going to have output going over here, right? This was the idea, is that some poor unfortunate soul, who might in fact be me, would be able to place a shulker box here to feed the furnace, throw a switch, drop a shulker box here, and pull all of the output, right? So, yeah, it just makes it really easy. So shulker box here to feed it in, or just drop it in the chest. I like to do both. Or I would like to do both for this build. Haven't done that before, but this seems like a reasonable place. Eventually, the output's going to feed up into this hopper so that you can drop in your shulker box and just get it out here, which will then make it really easy for somebody who doesn't want to use the community furnace, I suppose. Okay, so that's happening there. We got that going on there, which means the furnaces. I have furnace on the brain, which is sort of like having a fever, but not quite. It could also mean you've now suffered severe head trauma and maybe should have that looked at. Okay, so we'll just get some. All right, you know what? This is too low. And yep, definitely too low. All right, well, that's unfortunate. And of course, that's also where I placed all of my stuff. Okay, but I have scaffolding, which is totally inappropriate when you have to crouch. It's okay. Pull it together, man. You can do it. Sleep's not that important. You can do it. All right. Just apparently not. That's just what's happening here. Not is what's happening. Okay, so these are all going to go this way. Now, the plan here, as I said, is to build, 3 or 4 of these rows. Do I need that much? No. As I say, we've got a good community furnace. I've got a couple of furnaces. That's not going to stop me. Nobody can stop me. Captain Planet, you can't stop me either. I don't care if you have Whoopi Goldberg and LeVar Burton. You cannot stop me. See, Whoopi voiced Mother Earth and LeVar Burton voiced, I don't know, Heart, I think. The guy who had heart. I mean, they all had hearts. I mean, otherwise they wouldn't be living very long. But, you know, whatever his name was. Okay, so that's how that's going to work. So minecart runs there. Drop stuff in the furnace. Hopper chain feeds out into something. And then... All right, so I think the next thing I need to do is build some other stuff. Turns out there's a lot of building that happens when you build stuff. I mean, it's just how it goes, you know? You build stuff, it involves building things. Seems sort of obvious, but that's is in fact the way life goes. Sometimes it's just obvious. Like, totally, it's just so obvious. All right, take a quick break and run over and see how the farm is doing. Because if this works the way I'd like to, I'll end up tearing out, I think, some of my other farms and just... Okay. Yep. So it's potatoes are definitely doing all right. So this is just these top rows. This is all from this morning. From I said about a quarter after 7 my time. So it's nice to have an auto farm. No redstone. It just depends on, forcing villagers to tend my fields without sleep forever. So, you know, and locking a guy in a phone booth. You know, it happens. Sometimes you just have to lock a guy in a phone booth. You know? Sometimes that guy's name is Clark, and then you think it's funny, and then he suddenly disappears, and some hulking Superman of a man shows up and breaks the phone booth, and then you stop laughing because, you know, then the Superman then gives you some lesson. You wonder what happened to Clark? Did he obliterated that poor man? You know, so you just gotta, sometimes you just have to worry about these things. Okay. I was being ridiculous. Let's try building stuff now. All right. So that's going to go there. All right. So, in fact, I think I can just... Nope. Going to have to build that up. So let's figure out where the next row of things needs to be. So that's going there, which means I think I can put the next box, which I don't in fact have. You know, see, this is the problem when your supply chain doesn't keep up with your demands. It can just cause all sorts of problems. My wife had this issue. She was, I think I've mentioned it before, she's trying to start a business selling bath and body products. Yeah, soap and lotion primarily. Well, she couldn't buy bottles. Like just the 4 and 8 ounce bottles she needs uh, to put the lotion in to sell it. Not not available. That was annoying. So yeah, thanks to our friends at COVID Industries. Okay, now this is oops. Now I don't know how efficient this is actually going to be because here's the idea, and what I wanted to do is try to avoid um, having one minecart to try to feed everything because Sprite had a good point earlier in the stream is that it might not be able to keep up. So the hope is that, okay, some of this is going to feed down. My only concern here is that it's going to feed down faster than it's going to feed out. So it'll fill up one row before it can fill up anything else. Okay, and that's I have some concerns about that actually, but I mean if I throw, all right, so let's just throw this stack of stone in there. Okay, none of it is getting into this box, right? All of it's ending up down here. Come on. Oh, right, because there's a block over it. Hi, block. How are you? You are blocking, right? So all of this stone is ending up down here, and none of it is ending up right here in this chest. Okay. So that's a little bit of an issue. I don't know how much of an issue, but it is. Well, no, it's a lot of an issue, really. Because I want to be able to feed all 2 or 3 stacks of furnaces, you know, basically at the same time. Okay, without, of course, if I set my sights a little lower. So right now, my original plan was, oh, I'll do 100 furnaces, or then 64 furnaces, or 32. I just keep ratcheting that number down because, you know, reasons. But if I can, maybe what I need to do is make this thing go double wide instead of just straight up and down. So that's 8, right? And I can run a minecart that would do 16, for example, right? Just chug them all along that way. I mean, that might work. Of course, the other thing is that, because I don't want to, the problem I have with minecarts is they can get laggy. I don't want to get too laggy. Right? I need some, obviously, but that's, because yeah, this is going to be a problem because it's not going to feed this very well. Okay, but yeah, because the other issue, now what I could do is I could run these hoppers down straight into the box this way. But what'll happen is they'll fill up this box and then fill up those. But if I'm running a hopper minecart here, maybe it'll be okay. Kind of, maybe. You know, I'm not thrilled with that. Okay. Because, yeah, like I said, I was hoping for my hope was to build a furnace that would basically eat everything. Right? I can throw in all of the stuff and just not worry about it. And yes, I know I could use the community furnace array. I don't want to. I want to build my own thing because that's part of the fun, right? So, said I could run those down that way. Which is, certainly a possibility. It's also a little bit more efficient as far as hoppers go. Right, I mean, I can just take out those, but I'm going to have a similar issue, as I said. But maybe not as bad. Oops. Right, so if I pop this up this way. And maybe up where I can stand. Come on. I don't know how to crouch and fly and do that. Maybe I can't. And that's okay, I suppose. I'll just give myself a step. Okay, now that turns out to not be a hopper. It's not even made of metal, which is another interesting problem. But, oh, no. That's... because that's going to be charged. Cheese nuggets. Okay, so I was going to put powered rail here, but that's going to power this hopper, so I can't do that. Nope. No. I'm sorry. You have failed. I have failed at being able to stand on a block, is what I failed at. Let's try this again. Ha-ha! Success eventually comes. Okay, so. Alright. So if I run... well, honestly, that might be okay. If I just do it with 16, that might do it. Right. So yes, I am making an auto furnace, Manda. I am absolutely trying to. I was hoping to build something like massive and huge, right? Said my original plan was, oh, I could build like 100 furnace auto furnace, or something more reasonable, like a 64 furnace auto furnace. But, because every once in a while, the 7 furnace variety I have in the jungle is just a little too slow. But honestly, I'm not going to be cooking up that much. The ability to cook an entire stack of something every few seconds, every couple of seconds, is maybe a little more than I need. Maybe. Of course, if I do it this way, right, let's slap a couple of furnaces at this way. Now I'm going to have to, oops, that's another furnace, which, is nice. I want an array, but I need to be able to feed it. Turns out furnaces, a lot like teens, require lots of feeding. Okay, so if I drop in the coal, does that go in the right place? It does. Great. So maybe I'll do it this way. Yeah, just a little bit. Because, I thought my base needs a better auto furnace. It's easier for me to get at. And, wow, so much wood. I always think about hoppers as taking a lot of iron, but they take a lot of wood too. Okay. So, just grab a couple of of those. Might as well drop off all the extraneous stone-type substances. Because certainly need a few of them, but not all of them. Oops, wrong box. I keep doing that. My iron is not in the food box. And while I want my food to have iron in it, I've seen, totally. Right? In this particular world, or in this part of my world, it's often spruce. Because I've got the giant spruce trees. Right now it's birch because I was trying to get beehives. So I cut down a lot of birch trees. Yeah, because that was a weird thing, right? So it's surprisingly annoying. Sort of like falling into this random hole. I think the cat tried to warn me, but I don't speak meow, so... Right, so I've got these farms up here, right? And I thought, I can make them more efficient by putting beehives in them. But it just screwed everything up. It actually made it less efficient. Because the bees kept trying to fly through the phone booth, and they pushed that guy out of it. It was just a mess. So while I've got the bees, I've got the hives. No, I don't have hives. That would be uncomfortable. I have bee nests and beehives. It didn't work to make that more efficient. Maybe there's a way to do it. I'm not quite as steeped in bee behavior as I'm sure some people are. But is that behavior? The potential for puns there is almost infinite. And as somebody who is a big fan of puns... Alright, what the heck? Alright, so let us see. Now, it turns out lettuce is really bad for making certain things. Okay? It's not very durable. That's why they left it out of Minecraft. That's why you're not using lettuce in your builds. But, that's okay. Alright, so. Ooh, that would be an interesting idea. If I ran this out this way. Right. So in theory, I could slide this all over. But for now, we'll just do it like that. Then instead of... Then I can run this box this way. See? Just like... Alright, something along those lines. Okay. Okay. Those of you on the closed captions probably did not get to hear the sigh, or it didn't translate the sigh quite the way it should have been, but it was really a deep and emotional sigh of disappointment, really. Okay, so... Nope. Well, no, actually that might work out okay. No, it won't, because you can't turn powered rails. So, never mind. Never mind. This, I'm just going to sit down here in my basement of disappointment. Do you not have a basement of disappointment? I certainly do. It's right here underneath the furnace. It's nice and warm there, though. So yeah, that's going to have to go that way. See, what I was thinking is that I would run the powered rails chunk, chunk, right across there, but they can't turn, so... Between all the other things going on in the world, right? Nice basement of disappointment is Seems necessary sometimes. Okay, no, I do still need that. So I'll run the powered rails there, but the U-turn is going to happen there. Which means I think I'm going to have to do the same thing here. Okay. Speaking of which, can you breathe your air, Amanda? Is the smoke clearing up at all for you out there? I saw some pictures from around the region, and that looks nasty as all get out. Okay. So let's see now. Okay, so that's going to go that way. I'm going to run. Okay, still have that hazardous air quality. Okay, that makes sense. Doesn't sound fun, but it makes sense. All right, so now here's where, things are going to get funky. Oh, so funky. All right, so this doesn't need to be there. This will run that way. Okay. So this is going to be a back and forth one, apparently. Why did I... Oh, okay. Why did I end up here? It's because there's no wall there. Oh, man. Okay, so that'll run this way to feed the furnaces right across, back and forth. So now it's only 16 furnaces, only. But that's better than 7. So the catch here... I mean, that might work. I mean, I can do that. What would be really nice is to be able to then double stack these. Right, so I can have another array of 16 furnaces below this and just see how it goes. Right, at least that is the hope and dream. On the other hand, this is going to be a lot easier to work with, so we'll go with it. All right, so if I have a hopper cart there, that means I will eventually need to have some way of fueling that. Let's call it this box right there. Okay, so that is my fuel box. Or that is a fuel box. I might have multiples of them, though. Right, so one of the things that I mentioned at the beginning, right, is, okay, throw stuff in there, but maybe having a separate box over here, and I could build that same chain down to it, I suppose, to manually be able to fuel it, right? The idea is that this would be self-fueling. If I put stacks of wood in here, it'll cook. An item sorter will then feed it back into the furnace. So I don't have to worry about dealing with all of that fueling nonsense on my own, right? I did that in the jungle. It works very well. Okay. And given that I'm going to be cooking, say if I cook a stack, right, in 16 furnaces, that means each furnace gets 4 items to cook, right? So having full blocks of coal is a little bit absurd. Still a little wasteful on just one. You'd want to drop like 2 or 3, a couple of stacks at least, but still, because I think one coal I think cooks 8 things, or is it 16? I don't know. Is it 8? Okay. All right, that's great. 8 is great. 8 is the number I do not hate. Have you ever not heard the King of 8 from Sesame Street? It's funny. All right, so So this will go here. If I run the same circuit, so basically what I'm going to look at doing here is two circuits. One that's going to watch this box, and when it has stuff in it, power this rail. I'll have permanently powered rails over there, but these ones will be powered to feed stuff only when this box has stuff in it. So the minecart will chug around and be happy. And then I think I'll do this. I'd like to do the same thing here, except these could fill up and this box could be full. So I don't want to. I really don't want that minecart to just go forever, which was the advantage of the water. Now, of course, eventually I could have an overflow, I suppose. Because eventually this box will go, and then the thing is, I just don't want to have to keep filling it. Though it's really not that hard. I mean, let's be fair, it's not that hard. So, and I could always put a, I don't know. If I fill, say, a chest up here with the excess charcoal, I could always put a switch on the hopper that says, hey, don't fill the rest of this, huh? We good? Sure. The only problem is if I put a switch there, I think it kills that hopper. Right, so let us test. Fairly certain it does, but we'll give this a test. All right, so if I put a switch here, so now it's on. Right, no. One of these ways is on. All right, so we'll just throw that in there. Yeah, it's not going anywhere because the switch is thrown. If I click it, now it'll feed, and now it doesn't. So problems right there. Again, it's the fun of trying to get everything in the right place and what charges what and how. So I may have to. Plus, I want the control switch over here. So yeah, I'm going to have to play with this. Play with this a little bit, just to see what do I need to do to keep those furnaces filled, because I'd kind of like it to be sort of a perpetual thing, but I don't want to do the hopper chain, or actually I don't want to do minecart. I could just do hopper chain, but that's a lot of hoppers. And these ones are going to end up powered because I've got the powered rails here. Hello, I have created a mess. How are you? Well, I am also messy. How are you? All right. Well, let's just try a couple of things here first. Let's get the rail going up top, and I'm gonna have to go redstone mining. I don't have that much redstone. All right, I have 25 whole redstone dusts. That is not going to be enough. All right. Well, then. That's a wee bit of a problem. All right, well, let's go find some redstone. Redstone. Mining redstone. All right, so we'll just drop down this way and see what I can find. Now, I know there's going to be plenty of it somewhere. All right, so that's fortune pickaxe. Let's take the hammer. All right, what level am I on? It shouldn't matter. I'm at 11. That should be fine. Totally and completely. Totally fine. Okay, so that's lava. I recognize it from its distinctive burning smell. Also, there's somebody around. I mean, oh, gold. Okay, well, I guess that's the end of that. I will need some gold here, too, to make some more powered rails, so... So this is nice. I don't know where all old Grumpy Pants is, but... I guess I'm gonna find out, aren't I? There's one more. Sounds like he's on the other side of that wall. Which would be a place to keep your Grumpy Pants. Do you keep your Grumpy Pants on the other side of a wall? Let's see. Alright, let's just get this dirt out of the way. Oh! Yes, well, in that case, okay, hello, my friends. Ow. Okay, I would prefer it if you not set me on fire, okay? I mean, I know it's a lot to ask, but... Oh, cheese monkeys! Okay, so, oh look, redstone. Huh, cool. So yes, this is a place where stuff happens. And like monsters coming out of the dark to eat me. And I don't want them to eat me. I like being uneaten. Okay, you know, I have that particular desire. Alright. Hello, friends. Okay. Alright, so I don't need the rotten flesh. Okay, those look like nice boots. The pants, though, yeah, they don't really suit me. Alright, so let's take another trip up this way. Preferably with a way that's a little more climbable. At least for me. I prefer to not be climbable for, you know, monsters, but you can't always have everything. And that's one of the segments of everything I can't have. That's not how I wanted to do that. It's really not. I mean, I sometimes do things the way I think I should do them, and it's wrong. But that was just not right by anybody's standards. Okay. Grab a couple of emeralds. That's good. Now. Oh, this is a different hallway. Awesome. Okay, but it's got gold. It's got some iron too, but I don't need that right now. I need redstone. That was the whole point of this adventure. Okay, I am now plagued by rotten flesh. Alright, now this is where I started. Okay. Now, let's do this very carefully. Okay, now, notice I am on the rotten flesh. Okay, I'm not on my pickaxe. Right? I'm not on anything invaluable. I am on the rotten flesh. I'm going to very carefully now throw the rotten flesh. Aha. Okay. I have successfully thrown the rotten flesh without throwing my pickaxe. I feel as if some some level of success has been made today. All right, redstone. Okay. Always dig straight down in Minecraft because it's totally safe. Couldn't possibly cause problems. Okay. Don't listen to that advice. It's bad advice. All right, just take a quick meander. Let's just a little look around. Okay, so I'm just gonna... There. I no longer have to worry about things coming at me from that direction. I mean, they might think they can come at me from that direction, but they are wrong. Okay. You know... Okay. Great. Huh. That's an interesting little thing going on over there. Okay, cool. Anyway, I was strip mining for redstone, and that's what got me into this mess. Okay. I'm now lost. I'm lost. Okay. Here I go. Less lost. Sweet. Oh, well, fine. Be on fire. That's just like you, being all on fire and stuff. Okay. Wow. Okay, so once upon a time, I was actually looking for a nice lake of lava. Apparently, I just needed to look the other direction. Cool. I've heard rumors that there are certain things that are easier to find near lava. I'm not entirely sure those rumors are true, but, you know, we'll go with it. Hey there, maybe. How's it going? Oh, redstone. Not the redstone blocks. You're good. Awesome. I'm so happy to hear that. All right, what do I temporarily... I'll drop the iron temporarily. And, you know, the andesite. There we go. Okay, so we'll just slap that in there. There we go. There we go. Let's get ourselves a little redstone. So the this server has a plugin on it. So I've got a couple of tools that are like power tools. So that's how, I don't remember what the name of the plugin is. But it's really cool. But that's how that works. Ah, Jodel's power mining. Thank you, Mandolin. Yeah, actually, in fact, if y'all haven't checked out Mandolin, she's awesome. Give her a shout out, because assuming that... There it goes.
Shout out to Mandolin.
There we go. It'll catch up eventually. Yeah, she runs the server, so yeah. So check her streams out and stuff. Where's my elevator? There it is. Haha, I have one. It exists. I need to get over here too and convert this into a nice bubble one. So it's going okay. Get back up here to the top. Yeah, a nice bubble elevator would be lovely. That would be my stop right there. Okay, just because, You know, that'd be faster. So I'm just building a new auto furnace right now as part of my renovations. I mean, I spent a lot of time just building, right? So I've got this lovely castle going on here. Got a bunch of stuff, you know, scattered hither and yon. Let's see, you know, couple of nice little towns and stuff. Oh, thank you. Yeah, if I come over here, I actually have. These balloons are just fun. I actually have a nice map of my whole section of this world. So the base where I'm building is right in there. But I've got a fair amount of stuff that I build a lot. Maybe too much. I might have a problem, you know, just okay, I may have to replace that one glowstone. It's like, oh, you can't see it. There's a painting over it. Until you step back out of range, and now it's gone. Say, Livy. Anyway, meanwhile, back at the ranch. Yeah, so I build a lot. And sometimes it even makes sense, the things I build. Sometimes I just build a giant sailing ship in the sky, you know. It happens. Okay. I'm so pro. Well, I wouldn't go that far, but that is true. I do only have 2 viewers. But hey, if more people want to show up, I will not stop them. All right. I'll just toss the iron ore in there. Put away what else did I get? The emeralds. Oh, I was going to disenchant these boots before throwing them away. Might as well take advantage of the levels. Okay, now I can just leave them on the floor like I do my clothes in real life. Not that bad. Kinda. I will try very hard not to look over at the pile of laundry I have on the couch that I haven't folded yet.
It's a small pile.
It is a small pile, that's true. Hang on. Oh, sorry, I choked on my water. How do I make that if you craft, then you split the blocks? I'm not entirely sure what you're referring to. Oops, hey, huh, I left nuggets in there. Yeah, because, yeah, I can't say. I guess let's start with which blocks you're referring to. Oh, I was down there for a reason. I was there to get rails. Hi, I'm a silly goose. Okay. Those need to just be somewhere else. Okay. Grab some rails. Ah, no worries. No worries. It's, ooh, detector rails. That's important. And the reason it's important is that rather than having permanently powered rails as I come around the bends of things, I can just use the detector rails, and that way they won't screw up the stuff so much. Yeah, that's right. Minecraft distraction. There's nothing like that. I've played on this server. What was it, Mandolin? We've been running this server for 2 years, something like that now. It's been a while. We've been on here for a hot minute. Okay, so, yep. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some detector rails. And how do I want to do this? I think I'll do it... Right, because I was going to loop this. It's Lupin. Not like Lupin who taught dark arts at Hogwarts, but something close to that anyway. All right, so I want to be... So this is just going to loop. So put in a detector rail there. Some powered rail there. That should give it some speed. I am speed. I am having really twisty track, apparently. I hate it when I get my shorts twisted. Okay. Let's not cook the rails, though. Where'd the other one end up? It's in there somewhere. There it is. Okay, so we'll just get this going this way. So again, the plan, such as it is. All right, so the detector rail will power that up. So keep the minecart going. I don't think... Let's see. Hey, I can totally break things. Yeah, thank you so much for that follow there, maybe. I don't know why my alert didn't pop. That's odd. You know, I had that problem, I think, last stream, too. So I may have to get back out there and to Stream Elements to figure out what the heck is going on. Like, Stream Elements, you're cool and all, but what the heck? Okay. There we go. Then I just need a hopper minecart. And something to power the rails, which means I might need to move this box. Okay, hang on. I'm going to try this. If I hit that button, it pops up just fine. Well, that is just strange as all heck. All right, well, fine. In any case, welcome. And I definitely appreciate your follow. Yeah. Oh, trust me, redstone is not my strong suit. I dabble. You want to have real redstone fun, you hit up Mumbo Jumbo or something. But all right, so what I need to do here is I'll get the minecart on there. Nice hopper cart. It's going to feed this. And then this is going to continue that way. But I only want this rail is only going to power when this is going. Oh, the 3-floor chicken farm? Yeah, I haven't gone that crazy. I do have a chicken farm. Really simple one. But it keeps me in food. I mean, admittedly, I'm eating steak right now, but I can't make it through doors some days. Yeah, so I've got a little bit of cooked chicken here. It's fun. They squawk and die. It's like all good chickens do. Okay, iron doors. I will defeat you one day. All right. Yep, and this is... I built last night, and I'm still watching to see how well it performs. I built this nice little automated potato and carrot farm with my very lifelike looking robots. Okay. It's a lot of blocks. Okay, yeah. So basically in 3 hours, it's generated this many potatoes and that many carrots, these top rows. So yeah, it's going. But yeah, no, by yep. So it's so you can find this pattern on YouTube. I just looked it up. It's really simple. So basically, what it is it's a 9 by 9 block of farmland, right? This one's planted in potatoes. That was planted in carrots. So, and then you get your farmers that sit there and work the fields, right? The magic is the dude in the box. Okay. The librarian wanted some peace and quiet, so I locked him in a phone booth. And basically what happens is villagers, when they farm, they hold food in their inventory. Right? You see him, he's farming there. Well, when he fills up, when he gets too much food, he decides to share it with the guy in the phone booth. And when he does, he drops it in the hopper cart. Right? So it's the villager. The villager is doing the automation. You just have to make sure the villager can't give food to anyone else. So he'll just give it to the guy in the box. Or try to. It'll just get sucked up by these hopper mine carts. And you have to use the hopper carts because regular hoppers are too slow. These things will fill up very quickly. And they'll fill up before he can take them. So these guys will just sit there and do their thing. I have an extra hopper here just in case something doesn't quite make it into the cart and ends up in there with him. But doesn't really matter. It's just extra just in case. So yeah. So that's how that goes. You can find the videos from making that up on YouTube. And yeah, so I said in 3 hours, oops, wrong box. It's filled out what's this, 9 stacks of potatoes and 9, 10, 11 stacks of carrots. So yeah, it was a cool design. It's like, 'cause basically, I just want the food, right? Because I don't live off of the veggies. I live off of steak and chicken because it's delicious. But the villagers love this stuff. So go do some villager trading, all that good stuff, you know. It's exciting. So yeah, it was cool. I hadn't even. This is why I go to YouTube for this stuff, because I would never have thought of, oh, let's have the villagers drop it in your hopper for you. Right? I've built farms that, oh, you hit a button, it washes it out, and then dumps seeds back up at villagers and things. Right. And you can do this with wheat and beets as well, if you like those types of crops. I don't use them very much, so I don't really care. But, you know, it's a thing. But it works for my little needs. Yes, aren't you cute, little kitty? All right. So, anyway, back to my... All right. That sounded way too close. I hear you growling. Okay, so that's dark. Okay, so the villagers looks like they've probably gone around that way. Okay. I had a couple of farmers and stuff around here. They've hopefully wandered off before I have to meander around and kill them. I suppose they could be down here. Okay, nope, not down there. All right, well, that's good. That's okay. We'll be fine. Totally fine. Everything's lovely. Oh, yeah. nothing says, Minecraft fun like creepy cave noises. All right, so definitely need to add some powered rails here. All right, get some of this going. And I want to get this in place so I can kind of see where things are going to end up as I put all this in. Now, this one, actually, I don't even need these blocks here because I'm not going back and forth now. I'm going round and round. And, this spins me right round, baby. Right round. I've done some hardcore, but honestly, hardcore Minecraft, I get bored because I get timid. Plus, my favorite thing to do in Minecraft is build. So, that did not light up, did it? Uh-oh. Come back here, please. Okay. Oh, I know. Yeah, I'm silly. I are silly. Let's try this again. But this time with stuff in the right place. There we go. See? Nice and simple. Alrighty, done. So now this will come this way. Now, I'm not going to power these ones yet because I need to figure out where where I'm going to feed the coal into, or just the general furnace fuel, right? That's going to have to end up in there somehow. And so one side is going to be always powered, just so the minecart always comes back. And the other side will only be powered sometimes. Because I really don't want these minecarts running all the time. Okay, that would just be loud and too much of a load on the server when nothing is going on. Yeah. Oh, hey, it's nighttime outside. No wonder there's growliness. All right. All right, that's fine. All right, are these the same maps? I think they're the same maps, so they should have updated. I need to finish that out there, but tried to make 24-hour Minecraft and oh yeah. Yeah, see, I'm horrible at that whole mining thing because I don't like it. It gets boring. So, just... Okay, so what I need now are comparators. Oh, right. I see. I've got a problem. Maybe. Maybe. So, I need to get power to these rails. Right? These ones are in the way. So, that's going to be an issue. Yeah, the trick is to just be sort of... I don't know, boring about how you do it. Don't follow the caves all around in their twisties. Just strip mine the place. Okay, so here's the rub. I need to get a comparator. And then a bunch of other blocks and redstone and repeaters and all of this stuff that I am so bad at, but I'm getting anyway. So I should try going through the door when it opens for me rather than just sitting there. Okay. All right, so let's see now. Grab some of those and grab some redstone, and I need... All right. I need a comparator. don't need an observer. That's not necessary. But I accidentally clicked, but I have thoughts. I have thoughts and dreams, and sometimes they come to me. All right. I'm going to drop off the rails for now, because I don't need them right this very instant. I will grab a minecart, though. All right, so let's hop back up here. Out this lack of door. Hello, lack of door. How are you? It's like lack of two, but throwing fewer spiky balls at things. Right, that might work better. So let's... And now I'm going to need more rails, because of course I do. I had an idea, and it's going to require rails, and I put them back in the box, because, hey, I don't need the rails now. See, you know, I should try sleeping more. You know, trying to do this on just a couple of hours sleep, well, it's not a couple, it's a little more than a couple, but just not quite as useful as it could be. Okay, again, try not to cook my rails. All right, so here we go. Yeah, that would be a lot. Yep. But, you know, if it happens, awesome. If not, yeah, whatever. Okay, so we'll do that. So what I can do is then power this one. Still might cause issues for this, but that's all right. Figure it out. Actually, that might not be a bad thing. Now that I think about it. So here's the thought. Maybe not the most intelligent thought, but it exists. So if I put the minecart here, right? Let's take, oops, that is a furnace cart. So let's say I put this minecart here, okay? And then let's just say I then managed to power this cart somehow. If it also powers this with the coal, that might not be a bad thing. All right, so yeah, I mean, this is looking partially okay here. So now what I need is more stuff. Nope, I'm going to slide this over. That's why. Yep. Yeah, because there are a few streams I've seen that deal with lots and lots of viewers, and it's doable. Often you'll end up needing to do things like slow chat, but yeah, Amanda's right. You get some good mods, and they go a long way. All right, so let's try it this way. Okay, so just gonna drop that right there. Now, what I need to do potentially is, oh yeah, the band hammers are so much fun. Okay, so right now there's nothing in this box, right? So now if I were to drop one thing in the box, nothing happens because, hey, guess what? There's nothing in the box. But let's see. I'm actually probably need a little bit of redstone. So is Twitch and Redstone or is Twitch and YouTube a social media? I suppose they are. I suppose they're socials. I mean, you talk to people and you're social, I guess that counts, right? Okay, let's take this out. I'm going to craft a repeater here. Uh-oh. I'm also going to fall, because that's cool. Alright, so let's get... First off, I'm going to need a couple of those. And now I can craft myself a repeater. There we go. There we go, there we go. But yes, but if you want to follow me on other socials, you know, I've got a Twitter. And I've got an Instagram. So, I also have a Discord here somewhere. Where is it? I just get to press buttons. That's, you know, sometimes that's just all the excitement I crave in life is I get to push buttons today. Ah, that's all right. All right. That did not put out enough signal. Oops, wrong button. This guy. There we go. You only have TikTok and YouTube. I also have a TikTok, but I haven't posted on that for the channel very much. Heck, I don't think I even have a command for it right now. Yeah, I'm an old guy, and so, you know, TikTok is not entirely up there on my list of things I can deal with well. Also involves things like video, which is hard. Okay, there we go. There we go. Ha-ha! Up and down. I might have to replace that minecart, but it's alright. No. No? Ah, okay. Yep, sometimes it's not too bad. Alright, so let's grab some. Okay, that worked. Other than the fact my hopper or my minecart's just off. Uh-oh. Alright. Where's the minecart? Okay. I got it. I found it. It's here. Oh, you know how to screen record in PC to TikTok. Yeah. Yeah, some of it's not too bad. Okay, so if I were to now drop... I'll drop a stack of something in there. Cool. That went nowhere. All right. I may have to... I really don't want to do it that way. All right, fine. I'll do it this way. The problem here is that the minecart doesn't know how to start. Which is okay. It's just wrong. Because turns out minecarts are dumb. They don't have smarts like your smart cars. I don't have them at all. And I don't have power. There we go. It's powered rails. Great. Okay, so... Oh, you know, it's dark. Grab a quick nap. Okay, so napping is good. Since naps going on this afternoon. Yeah, it was just bad. I woke up this morning, it was about 3:30, and my head was killing me, and it's like, got a heating pad, and that helped, but then I couldn't get back to sleep. So it's like, you know what? That sucks. All right, so these guys need to be powered all the time. Now, what I'm afraid of is if I... Oops, redstone. Grab that. Okay, good. It didn't reach across the aisle. Because we know how dangerous that is. Reaching across the aisle. We don't want that now. Okay, right. So now, because of... detector rails, detector rails. Yep. Yeah, mobile's not too bad. Yeah, it's... yeah, there's all sorts of fun stuff that you can do on mobile, but you want all the power, you've got to do it on PC. Okay, so take that out. Oops. Oh, yeah. Good. That's where my rail was. Awesome. All right, now, did it hop in? Now, it's always the catch. Where did all of my stuff end up? Behold, my stuff. Okay.
Mandolin has hit awesome level 10.
Oh, awesome. It says so. Okay, it's there. See, now it's going to run back and forth. All right. Sweet, sweet. So that'll go until that's all there. So yeah, so maybe all I'm building is an auto furnace. So basically what's going to happen is you feed stuff into these chests, they go into this hopper cart, which then gets fed down into this array of furnaces. Furnaci. Furnaci. Only one of those plurals was accurate, by the way. Just make sure I don't have any more rails clogging up a furnace. That would be annoying. Okay, so we got some of that. It's all around. Fabulous. Okay, great. So that's going that way. Now. Yep, so that's what's going on that's this one that I'm standing on. I actually need to go get another hopper cart for that. But, and it's like, this is like seriously large butts going on here. This is like Sir Mix-a-Lot is really, really excited now. Right, so I've got this hopper chain going on down here. And that can work. But what I want to do is get these hoppers so they're feeding out into a distribution system. And maybe it'll be good to run them out to the side here a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in a thing. Multiple things, in fact. So one of the things I'm going to put in is an item sorter. And I'm going to feed charcoal back up here. Okay? The next thing I'm going to do is... oh yeah, that's got redstone on it. Yep, that needs to be there. The next thing I'm going to do is then feed everything that's not charcoal in two directions. It's going to be controlled by a switch. When the switch is thrown one direction, it will sing British pop music and dump your output into this hopper. So you can put a shulker box here and collect it. If you put it in the other direction, it'll dump out to a storage system I have yet to build. Okay, that's the plan. And that storage system, I may throw a couple of sorters on to put like smooth stone, regular stone, glass, just have those dump into different boxes. Okay, right, so that's the plan. Okay, good news is that's not powering that rail. Good news or bad, I might have to drop another redstone over there. But that's okay. We got this. So, the next question is, how is the coal going to get in there? All right, so first thing I need is another hopper cart. Right. You can do that. The only, I mean, it definitely works. I've seen some builds that do something along those lines. Yeah, that is the catch. Piglins throw random things, right? So what you'd have to do is, well, just collect it all. now, and you can run it through an item sorter. It's like, oh, anything that's gold comes back this way, or whatever, however you want to sort it. But okay, so let's see. So if I run this over there. All right, now this guy's going to need some power, so go ahead and take Mr. Softy over here. Open this up a little bit. Okay, but it works, you can take it however you want to. All right, so now here's the next question. If I drop stuff into this chest, might as well throw some more smooth stone in. Okay, so that's a problem. My minecart didn't quite finish all the way back. Okay, so I am playing on Java. Oops. All right, so let's go ahead and take this out. I'm going to have to replace this rail with a regular one. Just to make sure it all... Oops. No, that's not how you go. Yeah, and this server is... Maybe because I was crouching? Or because maybe that rail is powered. Let's take this out for a minute. Okay, so this goes here. Okay, that's weird. So there are a number of differences between Java and Bedrock, and the best place to go hit that up is one of the many wikis in existence. Mojang keeps a good track of those differences as well, but why are you going that way? That would be the case, yes. Well, that's a pain in the neck. All right, fine. That's fine. Everything's fine. We're all fine here. It's totally fine. Okay. All right, so let's take that out. Drop that in. Okay. You are too smart for your own good, Minecraft. I am just telling you this now. Yep, that's all it is. Okay, so take that out. Take that out. Again, make sure I'm not accidentally trying to cook rail. Yep. Every once in a while, things get silly. Okay. So that one's going back this way. This one's going to have the same problem I had upstairs. Fly. Come on. Think happy thoughts. So I'll just do the same thing over here. Go. Every happy little thoughts. There's 1 and 2. Awesome. Okay, so let's just very slowly and carefully place blocks places. So that'll go there. This one goes there. Now, so what I wanted to do, okay, so that's going to go. That one doesn't, so good. Hey, you know what would be really cool? Is if the minecart kept going. Ah, right. Yep. Ah, goes there. There you go. Back you go. It's okay. You got this. You got this, minecart. You're good. You are a friend to all. All right. Fabulous. Okay. So it looks like it's getting stuff all the way around. I mean, obviously that's just going to depend on how much stuff is in it, but great. Okay. Oops. Yeah, and this stuff, yeah, this side makes sense that that's going to feed first. Sure, and things got stuck. And okay. Whew. Oh man. Well, redstone debugging is one of the reasons I don't do redstone very often. I do programming in real life, so logic and stuff is a thing. I've done electronics, but still. Okay, so now here's the brokenness. I have a minecart over here that I can't actually get stuff into. Oh, so depends on how you look at it. I do code a little bit in Python. I don't like the language, but it works. Perl is my preferred language. But I've written code in Python. I've written in Ruby, Java, JavaScript, C, C++, Bash, fudge, any number of other things. Java, I already mentioned JavaScript. So yeah, lots of things. But yeah, Python's an okay language. I just don't like some of its syntax. All right, so actually, if this comes forward a block, I can live with that. Sure, it means when I dump stuff into it, this first furnace is going to fill up like mad. While using Scratch? Okay. It's not, not a language you're going to see a lot in professional life. Now, one language I'd like to get into a little bit is Rust, but okay, so this might work. So let's take that out. Oops. And then fall carefully and slowly to our death. Okay. Rust seems like an interesting language. But it's definitely one I haven't messed with yet. But it has some really nice features for dealing with security of systems and all that good stuff. So one of these days. All right, so I need to drop a block here. Oops, not that. Block here at the end to stop the cart. Recraft the cart because apparently the hopper's going to fall out of it when I break it. So okay, so that's going to go. Then it's just a matter of lighting it up. So, for example, if I drop power there, ooh, it powers that up. Awesome. All right, okay. So one of these hoppers has my torch. I don't know which one it is, but yeah. Now, my preferred editor for writing code is a tool called Emacs. It's spelled Emacs. But that's a little bit crazy for partly just because I'm old school and have been using it forever. Though VS Code is pretty good, I understand. I haven't done a lot in it, but okay, so I'm trying to get power to this. All right, so let's see. Let's drop a key press right in the right place. Okay. So that shoves that one around. Okay, awesome. Great, so that's what I need. So now what I need to do is get some chests going up here. Yes. Yep, see that's it. It's an auto furnace, so or an auto smelter, depending on how you want to say it. Right, so just feed fuel into this guy. Feed items to smelt into this guy. Oh, why do I need normal stone? Well, it makes stone bricks. Right, if you want to craft stone bricks, you need stone. But then if you want to use smooth stone, you have to smelt regular stone to get it. So, and I don't know what I'm going to use it for. I mean, that's part of the fun. Is, oh, I have all this stuff. How to use it? This is going to be fun. Yes. But as far as how it all works, it's crazy. So, right. So that's going to go down that way. Now, I've got some hoppers. That's a good thing. So now the catch is all of the stuff coming out of these furnaces. So let's just expand out some stuff here. All right, so this is going to go this way. Just for a place to stand on. I got a little overzealous digging all of this stuff out. Just a touch overexcited. All right, so now, see, I'm kind of tempted to run it here towards the middle rather than towards the end. Just because I'm going to have a lot more room if I come this way, right? If I dig out all of this stuff. All right, I've got all sorts of space here now to do, oops, lost my torch, to build out all of the collection and sorting system things. Oh yeah, any tree, really. Yeah, you can throw just about anything into it. In fact, I've got an auto farm already in a different part of the world. So if I slide over this way, yeah. Right, I've got a small auto smelter over here. And if you throw wood into this thing, or anything else, it'll smelt it. And then I've got an item sorter down here, which then feeds the coal back into, it actually feeds it up into the river. Right, that's what this water is back here. Feeds the coal into that, which then floats it across the hoppers. And boom, smelted stuff. And refills the furnace. And then I've got the overflow that goes into this chest. It works okay. It doesn't... actually, it works very well. Refueling it... Like if I said, I've got all this extra charcoal. I either have to grab it from the chest here and drop it back into the output chain so it gets resorted, or just throw more wood into it. Right. And all of that works. I mean, it's fine. But this is only 7 furnaces, and I'd like one that's bigger. Because, bigger is better when it comes to furnaces, I suppose. All right. So yeah, so that's the idea. This one is 16 furnaces. And if I figure all of this stuff out, I might be able to expand it, but it's because if I could basically replicate this underneath, then I can get another 16 furnaces. Then it's just a matter of making sure items are distributed relatively evenly between the 2 stacks. Because it wouldn't make sense to have a bunch of stuff cooking in these 16 and have another 16 that are just idle doing nothing. So, yeah. Okay, so if I do it this way, yeah, sounds good. Just drop it in the Minecraft channel of the Discord. That's what he's there for. And also, I'm also dumping Minecraft changelogs over there too, because Mojang was nice enough to make those easily available. Okay, so Okay, so that's going to go this way. I need to get power there. This torch is going to be in the way. All right, now. Oops, I used the hammer. Don't use the hammer when you're not wanting to clear lots of stuff. It causes problems. All right, so that's going to go there. Got power coming in this way. Or fuel coming in this way. All right, so how am I going to deal with this? Somehow, some way, somehow, there will be stuff. All right, so I've got a couple things that I need to build then down here. I need to get all of this output gathered in one place, and then I need to set up the sorter, and I need to set up the directional shift. I think I'm going to do that with water. So we'll run water over to something this way to eventually hit this hopper, or send it down to something over this way to eventually hit stuff. Oh, what are you now? Oh, Mason. Cool. Surprised he didn't become a fisherman. But I think all of that's going to be a project for another day, because I am just about done with stuff. Let's go see what's happening over here. Let's go check on the farm. That's the other thing I wanted to do. Now, these might be just a little bit far apart, but I wanted to have some things close enough together that I can do stuff. Yeah, so that's feeding nicely. I'm going to have to add some more storage to this. I can see that now. This is going to just fill up in a hurry if I'm not paying attention to it. Which is the idea. I mean, honestly, if you're going to have a farm, that is the way to do it. Or that is why to do it. So, cool. Yeah, and so what I'll do is I'll just expand some hoppers out this way. Add some more boxes. That'll be great. Awesome, awesome. One of the things I was toying with when I was still trying to get bees to play nicely up here, that failed, is I was going to have honey automatically collected and dropped down here, but that's going to happen elsewhere. Okay, so how do you verify yourself in the Discord? If you go to in the rules channel, if you go to the rules channel, there's a you have to agree to the rules, okay, and that lets you post. Also, I think you need a verified email address, which will so you have to go through that process with Discord. Okay, so yeah, this is going to be good. Yeah, this is all the stuff I had collected while I was doing early testing. So, awesome, awesome. Glad to hear it. Yeah, I try to keep the spam down a little bit, you know. Okay. All right, so yeah, this is good, man. And this is really easy to build. Just takes forever to get the villagers there if you're in survival. So, all right, great. So I think, yep, you need to go. Actually, I need to go too. I need to go do adult type things like grocery shopping. But oh, this is going to be nice to have a nice big furnace right here. Set up a little bit more of a tool shop or workshop this way a little bit, you know. Ah, this is going to be great. I love it. I love it. Ah, cool. Well, it is about time for me to be rounding things up. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for stopping by. I'm going to fire up some end credits here. Whoosh on over here. And then we'll see about the raid. But I definitely want to thank everybody for watching and for maybe for following Boom Sprite, of course, for subscribing. Y'all are awesome and amazing. You can subscribe. Now is an excellent time to subscribe on Twitch. They're doing their September Dealy Bob. So you get like 25% discounts on like a 2-month subscription and a 30% discount on a 3-month, I think it is. So yeah, it is super awesome. Oh, Mandolin. Man. You just saw that sub. That is totally awesome and amazing. Thank you so much for that. Man. That is super cool. I totally appreciate that. Man, y'all are awesome. Also, I'm looking for the socials button because it's right under my finger and I can't see it. Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you so much, Mandolin. And man, y'all are awesome. All right. I'm going to say goodbye to the YouTube VOD and then let's go see about rating. So everyone watching this later on YouTube, be excellent to each other.